Obsession is a new horror film written and directed by Curry Barker in his featured directorial debut. This film had a lot of hype surrounding it. It premiered at TIFF in the Midnight Madness section of the festival, which is often quite a good sign if a film is included within Midnight Madness. And we went, saw it, and it is fantastic. I really enjoyed it.
It's one of those movies that, like, it just fucking delivers, man. Like, it's
on every cylinder.
Yeah, it's like it's a simple way of saying it. I don't even want to make people wait to hear that. Basically, in this review, there will be nothing but positive things to say about it. From my point of view. Yeah,
no,
anyway.
And same for me, because I wouldn't say skeptical going in, but I'd heard good things about it.
Yeah,
I was like, okay, this is an interesting premise. But like, even from like the first scene, I was just hooked. I was in.
Yeah, it's not a movie that overwhelmingly like kind of takes itself seriously. I think it's
very tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah, it's tongue-in-cheek
and self-aware, but not in an annoying way, which I like.
Yeah,
because sometimes people make the mistake, like with a lot of, I guess postmodernism, where they'll be winking, nudging to the audience, like, oh, isn't this so stupid? Isn't this ridiculous?
Yeah.
And this film has a tiny bit of that, but it never felt annoying. And I think that's because the characters just felt like real human beings.
Yeah.
Like, they weren't perfect individuals. They were just human, and they weren't walking cliches.
And I think that's why this movie works, in the sense that, like, all the kind of faults that the background things, the faults that it has, the contrivances, all that stuff, it kind of doesn't matter because of the way that he is so self-aware, given his age and given this is his directorial debut. Like, it is really impressive how effective the filmmaking techniques are within this movie. And in another movie, I feel like it would have seemed almost cheap. Like, there are certain things, there are certain moments where Nikki's character, she's like walking in a really weird kind of way that just, you can tell in like some kind of deep prehistoric sense, you know that there's something wrong with that image, like the way that she's walking, and you can see that obviously he's reversed the footage to make it look like weird and creepy, and like, even though you kind of know that that's how he's done it, it doesn't take away from it. Or maybe there's a moment where there's like a really kind of ridiculous sound effect over the top of her voice, but it
works.
It adds to it, and in another movie it would have taken away from the experience, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think the key thing with this film is that he has honed in on a very simple premise: be careful what you wish for, which has been done many times.
Yeah,
but he's honed in on it and executed it perfectly, and that's why this film works. It is just so simple in its horror and its thrills, it scares, but effective. But we've got to talk about the star of the show. I'm going to butcher her last name, Indy Navarrette.
Indy Navarrette, yeah.
I mean, Freaky Nikki already has a Wikipedia page.
It's crazy.
That's how you know she is already a horror icon, and I'm sure you all know the scene at home. Now. Just
people have criticised that scene, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, basically saying that it's copying Get Out. Because there is a moment in Get Out where basically, the black lady, the maid, goes, no, like in the same way, and they're like, oh, you're just copying Get Out. It's like, okay, there are moments like that. There are also moments that people have noted of just like this recurring image that started to happen within modern horror films, where people are like bashing things against their face, and it's like, why did that keep happening in a movie? Like, it happened in Smile 2, it happened in Bring Her Back, it's happened in a few horror
movies.
No,
surely that's happened in Weapons. Yeah, definitely in Weapons.
Why is that a new thing?
I know directors seem to like having their characters
bash shit against their head.
Yeah, they seem to like that.
I know. As it keep getting used, it's more effective to me now than like a fucking jump scare.
But her performance, man.
Yeah.
Just the way she uses her body and her voice.
Yeah.
God, I mean, she has really. I mean, I don't know if this is like her first film.
Yeah.
She's a really big career ahead of her.
I like it how she sort of goes. She teeters on the edge of being like really, really too far, like over the top, the way that she performs in this movie, but she never crosses the line.
No.
Like, she goes absolutely bonkers, but it really fits with the tone of the movie, and I think that's exactly what makes it work. And I think if it was any lesser, it would have retracted from it. She was excellent. She was really, really, really good. And she was the driving force of it.
Absolutely.
And something else I love about this movie again is like, in another movie, it would have been a critique. It's like, why is this main character enabling this to happen? This main character could have just stopped it. This main character could have gone to the police. This main character, he could have done so many other things. And in another movie, that would be annoying. But actually, the fault within this main character in this movie adds more point of discussion to be had.
Yeah, it's like, does he kind of like it in a really fucked up way?
Yeah,
is he enjoying this? The attention that she's giving him.
Yeah, that's the question that it asks.
That's what the film poses. Yeah.
And that, for a moment, I was thinking, wow, this is a real flaw. Like anyone would just do something else, but it's like, no, that this is what the movie is asking. The fact that he's kind of enabling her to continue this way, and he's almost enjoying it, like this idea of like, imagine someone that you were so in love with, you had a major crush
like
on.
All of a sudden.
Yeah.
It'd be a very weird thing to comprehend.
It's like a moral dilemma there.
Yeah, absolutely.
But something that really adds to her character that really was so effective, probably one of the most effective moments in the movie, was when she's lying in bed and she, spoilers by the way, she's lying in bed and you suddenly hear the voice of real Nikki telling him like, kill me now,
oh my God,
kill me. And it's like, within this possessed character, you can still hear the conscious Nikki underneath it. There's something so terrifying about that to me, honestly.
Yeah.
Something like...
no, like the sunken place and Get Out.
Exactly.
Really, like they're trapped in another dimension.
Yeah. But they're still awake. They're still conscious, like House of Wax or like The Fly.
Yeah,
where, there's something really creepy about that. Man. I think that adds a real it's just a small moment, but it adds such a darker dimension to it to just know that there are moments where the real Nikki is still awake and still, and he even stupidly like says to her, is it really that bad to be in love with me? Like, is it so bad you really want to kill yourself? And it's like, wow, this guy, like, he's not a perfect person at all. Like, he's pretty fucked up at this point.
How did you feel about in the second half of this film, the I will phrase it as the explosion of gore, which I will say a lot of horror films have been doing this, where they're quite subdued throughout like the first few acts, then all of a sudden, that's where the gore drops in. How did you feel about that?
I fucking love it.
Good.
I love that moment. Because, the only thing I'll say is that I was predicting in the cinema that within that moment, because it was so calm up until that point, I knew that something terrible was going to happen, but it delivered in that respect.
Although I didn't expect it to be quite as like gruesome.
Do you know the original cut was 7 seconds longer?
Oh, really?
But they had to cut it down so it wasn't NC-17.
That's mad because like what they left in, I was like, how the hell are you? Not how the hell are you showing this? But like, Jesus.
That's what horror movies should be doing, man. Like, I love the fact that he's having fun with it. And he's not, because you have so many fucking weak horror movie directors who are too scared to do shit like that because they think, oh, it's too much, it's too graphic, it's too, it will affect audiences, it will upset them and stuff. It's like, no, horror should be a place where you're firing all cylinders, you can do what the fuck you want. Like, even at the beginning, he almost signals to the audience, like, look, this is going to be a movie where I don't care about upsetting you at all, where the cat dies, because a lot of people have a thing about animals dying in movies.
I mean, for fuck's sake.
Within the first 5 minutes.
No, but then the fact that she, like, her... some people would say that crosses a line.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter, man. This is his world, and this is horror. This is an 18 for a reason. And if it upsets you, then great. Do you know what I mean? It's a horror movie, for fuck's sake.
What I find interesting, even though they're like, I guess they are the next generation technically, because you know how back in 2019 you had like Jordan Peele, Robert Eggers, Ari Aster. Interesting thing, like within the last 3 or 4 years, we're getting a new group, and that's like Zach Cregger, Parker Finn, who did Smile 2, and now Curry Barker.
Yeah.
And these guys, I mean, I guess Parker Finn is like only a couple years older, so he's technically still that generation.
Yeah.
They're, I think, the next generation of horror directors who were kind of raised by YouTube.
Yeah.
And I think that's really cool and exciting.
And really, really talented people as well. I mean, this movie was made for less than $1 million.
Really?
That's fucking crazy.
Oh, that's great.
You would never have thought. I mean, in terms of the sets and stuff, it's quite bare bones. There's not too many things going on, but it never felt like, in terms of like the quality of the cinematography. I mean, I absolutely love how this movie plays around with darkness and shadows, like that scene where she's standing in the corner of the room and you can kind of hardly work out the details in her face,
like what she's doing,
but you can just about see her silhouette, and you can kind of make sense of where she's going and what, you know, that's like the perfect way that moment should have been lit. Or even when she's standing on the porch, like you can see the light around her and yet you can't see her face, like you can see the small details in the way that
no, I love that shot. I guess the inciting shot where he makes the wish and she's waiting out there, that's when I kind of knew. I mean, I was already on board, but that's when I kind of knew, was like, I like this film a lot.
You know,
yeah.
Even as ridiculous as it is, you know, like when he runs into the shop and he's just like,
your energy is off, man.
It's like they're just selling they're selling these stupid one wish willows at the store.
Yeah, I mean, there was like a lot of great black comedy in this film, kind of like Weapons, where it's supposed to be funny. These guys, like a lot of these directors, they understand where to place humor, which can be, it's been a problem in some modern horror films, where it's like it's unintentionally funny. Like I was dying at that scene where, you know, the one that you mentioned where he goes into the store, because of how ridiculously nonchalant that guy was. Yeah, it's like, you have this device. I mean, we don't know how it works, which is also what I love. Like, it's so vague, but you don't need to explain it. And it's this device that really affects people. And he's just like, yeah, well, all you have to do is fucking, like, you know, throw yourself the porch. Like, what do you expect, man? And I'm like, geez, it's so twisted.
Yeah. Or when he's sitting in the car and he calls the
guy
and the T's and C's, the terms and conditions, and he's like, he leads him to believe that there's something he can do about it. He says, like, I want to alter it. And then he's like, you want to alter it? No, you can't. It's like, why the hell did you make it? Stuff like that, where it's like the writer is deliberately putting in these funny moments. But you know why I think it works? And that's something that, it's a genre that I really, really am admiring a lot. Like, I love the humor in Weapons personally. I know a lot of people didn't think it really worked, but for me, I love that. And I think that this movie captures it really well as well. Is that, and I think the way it works in these movies is because the movie is self-aware enough to make these jokes while still
taking the horror seriously.
And it's not delivering that humor simply through characters making jokes. That's something I really didn't like about, you know, movies like Us, where Jordan Peele, that he writes these characters that are just cracking jokes in these crazy, horrific situations that you would just never crack jokes in. It takes you out of the horror because it's like they're trying to make you laugh through the characters, but then suddenly you can't believe these characters anymore. You don't believe a word they're saying, because if you're in that situation, you wouldn't be cracking jokes. Whereas within a movie like this, Ian and Nikki, you know, the people within the situation, they are taking it dead seriously. You know what I mean? And yet the movie is still able, through many creative decisions and creative ways, drawing humor out of these moments in just in more of a confident way, you know, and a bolder way.
Yes.
And it's just more of an entertaining and something that's new, you know, something that genuinely feels like it's confidently made, confidently put together, and it's like you're in safe hands, you know. And I think the movie early on does a really good job of setting that up and establishing, like, you're in this guy's world. And he is going to shock you, he's going to surprise you, and he's going to take you on a real fun, wild ride from start to finish. And I think just by design, it's one of those movies that I would just recommend to anyone. Even if you don't like horror movies, I still feel like you get enjoyment out of this. And, you know, if it terrifies the fuck out of you, if it makes you upset, then it's done its job.
Though maybe not for date night. Though that could be debatable. Maybe this will bring some couples closer together.
Oh, God.
Interesting thing to
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Make them grateful for what they have, or one or the other will run a mile. Who knows?